Oliver, good morning. Welcome everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend as the coffee crew rolls in here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I haven't been on live for a bit, so it seems like I haven't been here. I'm rusty this morning. Haven't been on for a little bit. Busy week last week. Coming out of a long weekend, I was always busy with work and carried through. Did a bit of traveling. Got to go see my mom for the weekend, and just got home yesterday. So all good. Back in action. So if you are rolling in, let me take off my pinned comment here. But if you are rolling in, don't forget to hit the like button. It always helps out the channel. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to hit the like. Thanks for tuning in on the replay. But if you want to join us live, Monday to Friday at 8 o'clock Pacific time. We usually chat for about half an hour and talk about the market, TFSAs, all that kind of good stuff. And hopefully everything's working well today. I'm looking at my video and I'm looking a bit jittery. Hopefully everything's looking okay for you as you head out into and actually see it on YouTube. Sometimes YouTube doesn't always like to cooperate. And I see some of the I see one of the regulars here. But we'll see who's tuning in. Gallery Channel, you are the first one here. You were the first one here. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if you're still watching. Saw your comment earlier. Good morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your investing is going well, and hopefully you had a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in. First thing first, I need a bit of coffee. And Stan, channel member Stan, good morning. Good to have you here. Hopefully your day is going well as well. Start off to the week. Mondays are always kind of quiet because everybody's getting over the weekend. I had posted a couple of just before I was going away last week, kind of no live stream, catching up on work, all that kind of good stuff. And I had a comment as well from Jordan, and Jordan mentioned that busy as well. So I think maybe people are still rolling into that spring. Spring is maybe keeping people busy, which is good. If you're busy and you're working, then you have money to invest, which is all nice. And I haven't seen Candace. Now, that's not like her. Hopefully you're okay, Candace. If you're watching on the replay or in the background, hopefully you're doing okay. I was expecting a live stream from Candace yesterday. Candace on Mountain Finance usually does her live stream on Sundays, and I didn't see that. So hopefully you're feeling okay. Hopefully everything's okay. Not sure. But when you're back, it'll be good to have you back. I did check out. Candace has a great channel members. She does her channel members video, and I watched your video, Candace, over the weekend. Oh, you are late. Was on video conference with the doctor. Hopefully you're feeling okay, and everything all good. Video. That's the one thing. Video is nice to have to do that because you don't have to go in, which is always good. Makes things a little bit easier. Hopefully you're okay. I did like your channel video. It's kind of fun, behind the curtain a little bit of what YouTubers make, so I can compare it. Mostly it's selfish, I guess, a little bit. I can compare it to mine, but you're doing great on your channel, Candice, which is awesome. And I should get to, maybe I should do, I don't want to sound like I'm copying you, but I should do that up for the channel members as well, because it's had a few months now of being monetized. No, not near what you are doing. But plugging away, it's always good. A little bit of extra change. And cancel yesterday's live stream video. Just take it easy. That's it. You don't have to just relax if you're not feeling well. That's for sure. And hopefully you get better soon. And Sean, hello. Good to have you here. All good. I was thinking, Candace, before we get into, I've got kind of a couple articles on the news, but before we get into that, I was thinking something kind of fun to do with the channel membership. I have to figure out, I'll do a video. I will copy your idea and do a video and what comes in, and so people can kind of see behind the curtain a little bit of the channel. I'll do a little update on that for the channel members, but it's I thought it'd be fun to kind of do something to do with taking the earnings from that. It's not huge. It's not going to be a big amount, and it's depending how the pays work and everything else. It might have to be delayed by whatever. But I'm thinking of putting it into one stock or one ETF, and let the channel members choose it and what we do with it, just to kind of have some fun with that. Maybe I don't know, figure something out, some kind of contest or something for the channel members. Like if whoever picked the right one and it went up the most or something like that. We'll figure something like that. I think that would be kind of fun to do. And good morning, Dank Magic channel member. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Got your coffee as well. I need my coffee today on Monday. I think it's shaping up to be another busy week. So all we go. All right, so there we go. So start off the week, as you know, everybody knows. So there we go. Not a bad idea. Yeah, that would be kind of fun. Something. I mean, I'm not. Never gonna. Not gonna retire off YouTube, but it might be kind of fun just to kind of maybe there's certain. I don't know. I think of it more as kind of fun, like fun money play. Not. I mean, play money. Maybe a little bit to do something. Maybe a little bit riskier. Maybe not risky. That's might be even better. But I'll put that out for the channel. I'll do a video up for the channel members, and I'll mention. I'm just kind of working it out. I kind of got that idea because on Twitter they're starting to do subscriptions on Twitter, and there's you follow some big accounts that have like millions of followers, and there was an investing one on there that kind of had this kind of similar idea, but I have to kind of have to work it out and figure out the best way to do it and the best way to get that posted. I will. It could be kind of fun, something to watch. And on that note, Monday, it is the first Monday of the week. Obviously, Monday is always the first of the week, but every Monday I do my regular deposit. So did that this morning, already done. Put $100 into my TFSA, and I added a little bit to. I stick with VDY. I buy in the VDY. I buy one share of VDY every Monday. But there was a couple of things that are still down that I wanted to build up positions on, and that's what I did. Channel members have already seen that over on the community tab. I bought some TransAlta renewables, and I bought some Green Lane renewables. So adding a little bit to that position, not a huge amount, but it's slowly but surely building it up. So that's good. Portfolio, I'm actually kind of happy with it, how it's been going. Still in the red. I still have to do an update video. I have been swamped with work and time, just not enough time in the day. But it's doing okay. So happy with that. Kind of keeps on building, keeps on trucking. So hopefully everybody else is being able to put into their investments in TFSAs and carry on. It's nice to see it just building slow and steady. So all good. All right, let's pull up first the news. Well, let's pull up the article first, because the second one I don't have an article for because it was supposed to be but it didn't happen. So let's go with the first one, article. Now this is out of the States. Apple Card. So Apple has their like Apple Pay and Apple Savings account down in the States. I'm not sure about Canada yet, but they have now introduced a high yield savings account offering 4.15% interest down in the States. This started today. You can put your rewards with a savings account. It's an account from Goldman Sachs down in the States, and it offers a high yield API of 4.15%. That is 10 times more than the national average. So that's maybe some good news for Apple. And no fees, no minimum deposits, no minimum balance requirements. So you can set up directly with your Apple Card in your Apple Wallet. Obviously, if you're down in the States, that's something kind of similar to. I mean, nowhere near the size of company, but I know that with Wealthsimple, they have their cash account as well. I don't use the cash account, but I know I read online, if you have it would be nice, over $100,000 in your investments with Wealthsimple, they pay 4% on their cash card. So something to kind of maybe think about. I think if you have a paycheck go in there regularly, they also give you a bit of a bonus interest as well, but it's not quite 4. You need to have a higher balance on all your investments in order to take advantage of the high interest savings. So again, kind of pays to look around, right? I know we've talked a lot about some of the alternative banks. I know Candace, you bank with EQ. They pay a pretty good interest as far as I know, probably fairly similar to 4-ish%. I'm not sure what they are. So there's always some good kind of options out there for savings if you're sitting on some cash. It's kind of nice to actually make a little bit of interest on our savings for once. I've got a bit of emergency fund in a high interest savings account, and it's kind of nice. We went for so long without making any interest on money. Although again, with inflation, we're still down, but it is nice to see a little bit of interest coming in over the months as it's kind of sitting there, and hopefully you don't have to dip into it if if you don't have an emergency. Speaking of emergency funds, on the weekend. Just had my tires switched over to summer. Summer's here, and I had bought those. I bought new summer tires last year, and of course, taking off the winter ones, my winter ones are now worn out. So I had to turn around. It's never end. It's like it's never ending something to. Never-ending bills. It seems like I haven't bought new winter tires yet. I just have the rims sitting there. I couldn't stomach. I didn't have it in the budget to want to spend another, close to $1,000 on tires right now. So I'll hold off. I'll hold off on those. So riding on my new summer tires for now. There we go. All right. Now the last bit of article I was going to share and pull everything up and kind of talk about it, but it didn't happen. So it was the launch of the Starship was supposed to happen today. I was up bright and early this morning to catch it on the live stream, and it got canceled. There were some issues with that. So I think that will be, I don't know, I haven't read on when the next new launch date might be. There's the rumors out there are that it's going to be on 420 from that date, because that's one of Elon's favorite numbers and dates is 420. Everybody I think kind of knows what that means. We'll have to see. So I was looking forward to seeing that this morning, to go through the world's largest rocket to take off, but didn't happen. So no news to share on that one. If anybody has anything, as always, if you have questions, comments, I'm always open. If I'm not able to answer them, there's a good chance that someone in the chat can probably steer you in the right direction, and feel free to ask away. If going forward, what have you? As we mentioned earlier, do my Monday. It's my dollar cost average day. I need to think of a nickname for the Monday day, but that's the day I purchase. Has anybody bought anything today? What are people looking at? What are people watching? It's always interesting to hear what people have on their radar for things. For me, sticking with the plan, pretty much. No real new positions on my portfolio at all. Just carrying on, slow and steady, which I hopefully will win the race down the road. And we do have the watch list. So if anybody has anything they wanted to add to the watch list, do let me know as well. There we go. That is the news. That is the news. In terms of portfolio, I'm still debating on mine. I'm carrying on with what I'm doing with my plan, but I'm reevaluating because I still do want to diversify into a little bit of outside of North America. It's obviously my portfolio is heavily invested in North American stocks, and so it's going to hit a point where I eventually want to get into some type of ETF for emerging markets and overseas. So that's slowly. I'm still researching, really leaning towards. On my portfolio, really leaning towards its popular one. Zach will be happy, XEQT. Although it does have obviously a portion of that is the TSX and the S&P is Canadian American are in there. So I'll have to adjust. Like I want to build up my where am I trying to say here? My other overseas investment kind of diversified. So that will be pretty soon, I think. My VDY and VFE are sitting. I could actually look. It's sitting just over 25% of my portfolio. It's pretty substantial. Like if I can log in here, let me just quickly check, because I've been looking at this for a little bit. Yeah, VFE is just over 25% of my account, and VDY is almost 25% of my account. And it's kind of been hovering around there because I'm doing the dollar cost averaging. So that's pretty much how I want to keep it. But I will probably switch over and do my weekly purchases soon into something different. So just to diversify it a little bit, but then I'd keep just reinvesting dividends into VDY and VFE. That's the goal. There is also the ETF that I've been debating, and it was, did I write it down? I don't know if I added it to the list. I think it was XE. Sorry, I'm just trying to look for it here. I can't remember what it is. I wrote it down somewhere. It's in my email somewhere. I'll find it, but it didn't. It was kind of like, and it didn't have. It excluded North America. I think that's what it was. So that's probably what I'll look at. Something like that. There we go. That's what I have. If anybody again has anything chit chatting today, let me know. Market so far. Headlines. Monday kind of as the Yahoo Finance stocks wobbling. Lots of earnings coming out this week. Tesla. Looking forward to seeing what Tesla earnings are on Wednesday, I believe. So lots of news kind of coming out. Will be happening. Trying not to. The biggest thing is trying not to look at things every day. It's hard when you have a YouTube channel where we talk about finance every day, but just trying to look at different things and not focus necessarily as much on looking at what the portfolio is doing, sticking with the plan. As I've kind of posted in my video, investing should be boring, and somebody's taking a step back and not overly focusing on time to do that. So that was kind of nice actually with last week with not having the live streams. It actually is kind of nice to take a bit of a break and back seat. So it kind of worked out both ways. I mean, obviously I was busy with other things, but it was kind of you forget it. You kind of have that out of your mind and not have to think too heavily on what the heck is happening with your stocks. Sometimes it's good not to. I shouldn't say it's not good to look. You want to keep an eye on it, but it's sometimes nice not to have it every day kind of looking at stuff, because then you start to kind of I find you start to really overthink things, and you get tempted, and you kind of look at things and you're like, oh, I should maybe buy more of this, and you think, nope, stick with the plan, carry forward. So that was kind of the added bonus of not being on stream last week, which was good. So gonna keep on plugging. So I keep promising I will get a portfolio update done. It's been a few weeks actually since I've done that, but I think that works well as well, because I was doing it I think kind of twice a week, but what I think will kind of work is at least once a month kind of have it on there, just to show how it's progressing and changing, and then as always, like the channel members can see any type of purchase that I do, because sometimes the odd time during the week I might do something, very rarely, but they'll see the Monday purchase, so you can kind of see how the portfolio is doing, see as the dividends come in, how they get reinvested, all that kind of stuff. And then just on the regular channel, we'll do the updates kind of monthly. Mostly kind of do it a bit less, because my purchases are mainly the same, dollar cost averaging, carry forward. So, and Jerky Beef, good morning. How are you? Hopefully you're good. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button on your way in. We always like to say, having just a Monday chat to say, kind of quiet out there. Everybody's maybe still sleeping on a Monday. The coffee hasn't quite kicked in as well over here, but as we go, but carrying through. Jerksy, have you done any purchases lately? What's your how's your portfolio? What's going on? It's always good to hear what how other people are doing. Haven't seen I haven't been on for a while either, but for a few days it was nice. Again, that night break was nice. Haven't seen MC for a little bit. MC wasn't around I think towards the end of last week. MC was here, but haven't heard from MC for a bit. Hopefully, maybe they're watching on the replay, and hopefully you're doing good. Haven't seen Nadia this morning either. Nadia must be busy at work. I was messaging Nadia on the weekend. She's busy, so she must be still busy today, getting going. Kids are back to school though, I think, aren't they, this week? So or was it last week? I forget how long they get off. If you don't have kids, you don't necessarily know that as much, but kids are probably off getting ready to go to school. So busy with work. But yeah, we're just kicking around. Now let's pull up. Sorry, let's close off. We might as well pull up. Yeah, definitely Monday. That's okay. Mondays are good. I'm happy. I'm happy to sit here and just Candace just literally relax, because as soon as 9 o'clock hits, it's been busy. It's been busy with work. So I know in the back of my head is I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. Although I did get caught up with a lot of the boring payroll, boring stuff over the weekend, so I wouldn't have to do it today. Catching up on paper. Well, I say paperwork, but it's all online. But paperwork, administration stuff was my weekend catch up today, so I don't have to do it. Don't have to do it today. But I still know I have a few things to look at first thing when I clock in this morning. And Jerksy bought some DFN early last week. DFN. Do we have that one on the list? Dividend Split Corp. I don't think we'd have DFN on there. Let's see. We can add that to the list, actually, Jerksy. Let's add that. Let's add that. Should be there now. Should be there. I wish this would put... Yeah, there we go. There we are, added. It's always fun to kind of watch. And waiting for TD. Waiting for TD and Bank of Nova Scotia dividends to roll in. When they must be coming up soon, hey? Let's take a look. If you don't have dividendhistory.org is great. It's a great website because it has most of the stocks and ETFs. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get the new ETFs in there. Took a little bit for I know for the TSLA, all those purpose yield shares, but they're in there now. So TD, when did they pay? For end of the month. There you go. Bit of time to wait, but you'll be there. And when does BNS pay? 26th. There you go. All good. That's always nice. It's nice to get those. It's nice to get those updates in the well, if you have Wealthsimple, you get notified if you have the notifications on your email. So it's nice to sometimes wake up in the morning, although sometimes it's delayed. So keep an eye on the dates, right? If you know what dates things are coming in, because sometimes the email I find is delayed, but the dividends will be in your account, and then you'll log into your account, you'll see them, and then later on that day or even the next morning, you'll have that email saying that it's in your account. So keep an eye on that one. But it's nice to wake up to those. That's for sure, to see that in there, even if it's just a little bit. It's nice to see it. It's nice to see it grow. That's one thing I've noticed this year, especially now that the TFSA has been going for, since it's been basically 2 years, so since 2021, and April 1st, April Fools, and it's finally been to start to notice it. I would say this year, in the past year, it kind of starts to get gets you motivated with the snowball. Yeah, they do. It keeps you interested. It keeps you on top of things, and it kind of shows that you're on the right track when there's just a little bit of extra change in your account, and sometimes can be quite substantial, right? For some of them, as you start to build up. Positions in certain things. I think my largest one would be VDY at this point, and it's coming in. It's paid already. It was I could look on my channel. Well, you would have saw it, Jerksy, because you're a channel member. But it was, I think, around $13 or something like that, if I remember correctly. It was, no, actually my highest one so far is, so VDY this month, it was paid 6 days ago, $13.30. But my biggest one of the portfolio is still the Tesla yield. That was $13.80 on about a week ago, 5 days ago. So that is adding up, right? It's close to it's coming into like per month. I'm over like if it's just a if it's just a regular month and not any part of the quarterly dividends being paid, I'm about just over $50 on average, which is awesome. And then if it's like a quarterly one that comes in, it's usually around 60, 65 ish on there. So I actually had my biggest tracking it. I actually had my biggest. I can show it here. I actually had my biggest quarter to date, which was last quarter. Probably can't read this that well if it's a bit small, but $154.27 last quarter. So yeah, so that's kind of nice. It just takes time, because if I go back and look at what I've tracked from last year, it's up substantially, and all that just keeps rolling in different things. So it is nice to see those roll in. It kind of gives you a little bit of a boost, that's for sure, as you go. So, and Jerksy, if you're still watching, what do you do? Do you just put your dividends right back into the same company, like as a fractional share? Or, I mean, I don't know how much you make, doesn't matter. But do you just invest back into the same company, or do you put them somewhere else? I know I sometimes see from Candace, like from her, she does her buys and sells on her community tab as well for members. And a shout out to Candace. If you're not a member of Candace's channel, join her channel before join mine, then join hers. She's got some good content on there for members, that's for sure. But she sometimes, I notice she doesn't always doesn't roll it into the same shares sometimes. Just interesting what people do. No right or wrong, I guess. It's just nice to have it. It's just nice to have it show up. Shows that you're on the right track, and especially now. I mean, if it's in your if it's in your TFSA, it's tax free, so even better. And we have cookies. I don't know what that means. Or you have cookies with your dividends, or what? I'm not sure what that means. Or you have cookies to celebrate. That's too funny. You'll have to clarify that, or I'm missing something. maybe I missed a comment. Oh, you try and put back what's a little better buy. Okay. And I try to put into my monthly dividends like DFN high yield. Oh, okay, good call. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Put the company. Yeah. Okay. High yield and HYLD is another popular one. Those are, I've seen a lot of people on Blossom talk about HYLD. Obviously don't own it in mine, but it is a very popular one over on Blossom. I'm definitely I'm a lurker on Blossom. There we go. Oh, come over here. You have cookies there. But if you're not feeling well, we don't want to get sick. I don't know what it is, but cookies are always good. I have a friend that makes amazing cookies. But then the problem is you eat all the cookies. There we go. Good morning, Chad. Good to have you here. Haven't seen you for a bit. Hopefully you're well. What's going on? We're just having a Monday relaxing conversation today. A few things. Jerksy's waiting for his dividends, but if you've bought what's on your radar, Chad, for the week? And for me, Candace, it's a little bit early. It's a little bit early for cookies. That's awesome. Have a good day. Get back to work or wherever you're headed. Always good to have you here. Appreciate it. Work. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same with me. I mean, that's why I wasn't able to come on. And I think this week's looking busy too. So we'll have, keep an eye out in terms of. I mean, 60 hours a week. Yeah, I've been working the full days as well. It's good. Not complaining by any means, but just don't always have time to do do this hobbies. But it's good you're working, keeping busy. There's been a few people that have had posted those comments as well, so it's always a good thing. And you are putting into Saskatchewan pension plan. Oh, okay. There we go. That's awesome. It's yeah, it's good. I'll have to see how work goes. As I say, busy. We'll see how the I think that's where everybody is. I know Zach's got a new job. He's not able to work, and it's awesome though. It's great that people. It's always good that people are working. You never like to hear anybody getting laid off and that kind of stuff. So I think we've been pretty lucky with the coffee crew for the most part. That everybody's keeping busy. So that's a good thing. Oh, you're busy. You're busy buying. Hey, Bank of Nova Scotia, TD, BMO, RioCan, SCHD, etc. Good. If you're working hard and getting some extra on the paycheck, Chad, that's always good. No, is it? I think you have Bitcoin too. No Bitcoin. I still do a night shift. Oh, that's tough. Hey, overnight 2 hour drive. Ooh, I feel your pain on that one. I used to have to do, well, I didn't ever had to do graveyards like that, but I used to have back a long time ago. I had night shifts, and you'd work till 11 o'clock, 11:30, and it wasn't, yeah. By the time you got home, it was late. It was late. It was sometimes nice to have the mornings off though. That was one kind of nice thing. You only had to you could always sleep in. Always BTC, that's the given. Yeah, I'm still doing the same. I still do my regular. I have I do a daily purchase over on I do my shake, right? I'm actually up to how many days shake? I'm at a pretty good I don't want to jinx it, but I'm at a pretty good streak. 494 day shake streak. And I do a small purchase there every day on there as well in Bitcoin. And then at the end, like I think I've mentioned it before, Chad, at the end of the week, I transfer it off, put it in take it off the exchange, and I have I just have a wallet. So I do that. You might be interested, Chad, to if you listen to podcasts. There's a podcast app, and obviously, I mean, podcasts are podcasts. Lots of them are on there. There's a podcast app. I should do a video on it really, but it's called Fountain, and I wonder if I can share a link somehow on the chat. Oh, there's a referral link. I don't know what it gives you or me, but anyways, it's called Fountain. You can search it on the App Store. And what it does is it has tons of podcasts on there. A lot of them are focused towards like investing, because what it does is as you listen to a podcast, it pays you in satoshis, and there's different promos and stuff, and but there's some good podcasts that I actually listen to on there normally, and it's on the podcast app. But what you can also do is if you're streaming, it brings sats in, but you can also give some as a gift to boost the podcast, and it goes to the creator of the podcast, and it has different levels each day. So sometimes you might make one for the first hour. You stream sats, and it's usually like a one sat like every minute kind of thing. But sometimes you get like a bonus one. So today, it was like 1,000 sats a minute. So I was listening to a podcast that I would normally listen to, and I made lots of satoshis, and it has in it. It's on Lightning, so you have a Lightning wallet. You have to transfer it off, but then you can do what you want with it. So there you go. It's kind of fun if you listen to podcasts, anyways. Oh yeah, they do. I have that as well. You read the articles on there if you want. BTC Magazine, and then Bitcoin Magazine also does, like on their Twitter. They have a Twitter. They put a QR code out every Friday. There's usually little bonuses and games and all that kind of stuff. Give you extra. It's kind of fun for Lightning. So you maxed out RSP already this year. It's awesome. I wish I was in that position, but I'm not. And you have Ethereum and Solana staked as well. I don't have Ethereum staked at all, but I do have some Solana staked. Yeah, I have a tiny bit on Wealthsimple because I was trying it just to try it out. I did a video on that, Chad. But I do have some Solana on my own that I have has staked. I just have it sitting there basically. Yeah, the Bitcoin Magazine one. It's good if you read articles. Yeah, you get 5 to 50 satoshis. They add up actually. It's just kind of fun. A little bonus. It's not much, and then you can have it on your Lightning wallet to do it. What I normally do is I have my own. I use a Lightning wallet on my phone, but then as I get some in there, what I usually do is I put them onto. I have my own Lightning channels going, Chad, as well. So I'll usually transfer them to there, and just have them there. It's all kind of hooked up to my phone and everything else. So, because that's the thing, you get them on if you're doing things like on Fountain, listening to podcasts, you're doing stuff at the Bitcoin Magazine app. They're kind of all in different wallets. So I just kind of like every once in a while I'll just move everything into one, just to better track of it, and then you can do it with what you want. Lightning is pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't see many, at least where I am. I don't see. There is one like kind of general store, gas station store here that takes Bitcoin actually, because they have the sign up on the door. But there's not a lot of business, not a lot of. It doesn't. Not a lot of places around where I am. But there's more and more. Like in the mall, I was in the mall the other day, and there's a Bitcoin machine. So go figure. It's happening. Lightning is interesting. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. Yeah, just slowly. You know what? It adds up. This is the thing. Those little bits add up, right? Nothing wrong. I mean, with a little bit of extra. I mean, the thing with like ShakePay, even doing your shaking. I mean, if you get up to your streak, if I lose my streak, it might not be as tempting to start shaking as much. But I mean, 1,000 satoshis is a good little, 25, 30 cents. Adds up over a year, right? So just fire it away and save it, see what happens down the road. Could be worth a fortune, could be worth, I don't think it's going to nothing, but might be good. So for the Bitcoin, for Lightning, Chad, if you've never used Lightning, it's super cheap. You can literally transfer it for like it's like one Satoshi. So if you transfer it or like move it to, or send it, basically, if you use a transaction, right? It's basically it's typically a Satoshi to get there, which is not much at all. Lightning's super fast. The reason it's so cheap, so Lightning's not on chain. I haven't done a video on Lightning. There's tons of good videos on YouTube already, but it doesn't cost much, and it's super fast. So I can transfer literally to my own node it takes like it's less than a second, and it shows up essentially. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna I mean, because obviously it doesn't produce. I mean, it doesn't produce. It's not proof of stake, right? So there's no. It would be them lending it out. That would be but that's I think where you get into problems. That's where a lot of the other exchanges got into issues. But and if you, it's yeah, I don't know if they're going to go that route. Never say never, but I don't know. It would be nice if they had some other. I mean, they do have Solana on there available to stake, but you can do it yourself as well. It's always kind of, I think, better to have things off exchanges. I think Wealthsimple is fairly secure, though. We've talked about it a little bit before. I don't have any Bitcoin on Wealthsimple, no, but I have Bitcoin. I mean, I just have it. I just use. It's not literally on here, but I have a ledger with all my addresses and stuff, so it's all secure that way. And then if I do ShakePay, I transfer kind of once a week. I'll do it once a week-ish. I'll transfer it over onto I have a separate wallet. So, and then kind of as long as I don't lose my seed phrase, I'm good. So, but I think Wealthsimple is I think Wealthsimple's pretty safe. I wouldn't have issues in buying on there and then transferring off or whatever. But yeah. I think the one, Chad, speaking of wanting to earn, if you're wanting to earn yield on Bitcoin, I think you can do it. It's a company called Ledn, Ledn. It's a Canadian company as well. They will pay a yield on Bitcoin, obviously because they're lending it, right? So just be careful with that. I don't know. I'm just, for me, as we turn into the crypto show, I just hold it. I don't. You don't own a laptop, so Ledger not. You can, you know what? The ones they connect, you can do it with you can have it on your phone too. They have a phone. They do have a phone app, Chad, that you can download, and it connects via has Bluetooth, so you can connect it on your phone. If you have a phone with Bluetooth, you can actually connect it as well. So pretty flexible. But I mean, depends on how much you have and everything else. I mean, the cost wise is on they cost about $150, I think it was. So just something to be, maybe if you have a lot on there, you might want to take it off for whatever reason. But everybody's different. It's kind of nice to have, what is this? The saying is not your keys, not your coins. So it does work, and the app is pretty good on the phone. I mostly do it on the computer, but it works on the phone as well, and it supports basically everything for the most part. I had Bitcoin on Wealthsimple, super easy to transfer off, super easy. The ledger, what's it worth? Yeah, I have the one. Let me just look it up here. It's the Nano X is what I have. So Canadian, they've gone up a little bit in price. Like everything's gone up in price. It's $209 on Amazon. I'm just looking, $209. They also have another, like a S version, but the screen's a little bit bigger on the X, and that's kind of mostly why I got it. But yeah, a couple $100. I think it's worth it if you have a fair amount of different crypto to store, but you can get those. Just make sure if you're buying one that you buy it from a don't buy a used one. You want to make sure you get a new one and buy it. Go to their website, like the Ledger website, and they have I know their authorized sellers are Amazon. Just make sure you're buying it from them. Or I know Best Buy, like if you have a Best Buy near you, Best Buy sells them for sure. I know that. I think Best Buy for sure has them. I've seen them there. But Amazon does have them as well. Amazon won't ship to a PO box. Good. That's kind of hard. You might have to order it directly or if you're somewhere I don't know where you live, but if you're somewhere near a Best Buy, maybe Best Buy will ship it there, or maybe you are eventually near a Best Buy. You can probably grab one in person. If you look on the Ledger website, ledger.com, they have a list of everywhere they sell. As I'm not shilling Ledgers, but they've been good. I did have actually an issue with my have been good. I actually had an issue with the first one with one I had, and they just sent me a new one. So kind of like no questions asked. It still worked, but just for some reason the battery stopped charging. It still works, and they just sent me another one. So I literally have two sitting here. So they're good. Happy with that. There we go. Yeah. So I think I got everybody coming up to quarter two here. I think I got all the comments. That's awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. If anybody else has any kind of last minute questions, comments, we're coming up to the, I don't say the end, but we're coming up to 9 o'clock, and now's the last chance to get questions in, comments in, get the likes in. If you haven't hit the likes, hit the like on the stream yet. We will carry on. There will. Again, as I'm saying, we're getting back into had a week off. No live stream tomorrow. I have an appointment very early in the morning, so I have to drive to it. So it's kind of like right at the time. So nothing tomorrow, but we'll be back. We'll be back Wednesday. It's all good. We can miss one more day. If I get back from the appointment early, I might be able to jump on before 9 o'clock. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to promise anything. As always, if you're subscribed, put on the notifications. You'll get notified. Oh, last WCN. Let me check the list, Chad, if anybody is on WCN. Oh yeah, someone does. Sorry, it is on the list. I want to say maybe they don't, but I think they might have at one point is MC, but I don't think MC's on today. That was, I think, mentioned. Waste Connections Inc. Yeah, it might have been MC. Yeah, garbage business, Waste Connection. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I will mention if I remember, Chad, or if you're able to come on next time MC's on, they might have some input on that, because I think it was MC that had owned it or owns it at some point. So yeah. All right. There we go. Well, let's wrap it up, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate you taking the time this morning. It was good to have. It's good to have these nice conversations. Relax. Get started in the day. Garbage. Apparently, yeah, that's the thing. I think it's been a good. It probably is a recession proof. Let's not get into the R word. I think it's coming, if not already here. Yeah, that might be something to kind of look at. Down for as a kind of maybe a bit of a defense as well. Hard to say on there. We will have to see what happens with the R word and going forward. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. It's always fun. We'll be back on Wednesday for sure. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks again. Special thanks all the channel members on the who support the channel. Helps out. It's always good. It's nice to have the support, and hopefully you enjoy the streams. We'll keep doing these as always, and let's leave it with Chad's last comment here. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you all in the next one.